Hi all. Today in this class we are going to see about the MongoDB installation, and this is actually required for the web development course that we are actually seeing right now. And let's have a look about how to install MongoDB. Okay, so first of all, we have various versions of MongoDBs available. Okay, if you look at this, this is the kind of the items that have actually evolved in course of time for MongoDB. So there are a lot of versions which are already available, and this is the basic MongoDB website which is actually required for us. And so when you look at here, you will have products, solutions, resources, company, pricing, and all those stuff. So if you want to go for a paid version, you can go for that as well. And they have very clearly given like what MongoDB is all about. So it's a document model, and it's a no SQL database, and it has got key value pairs, and it can, so these are the various kind of things which you could actually think about as that you will be getting from MongoDB. And the latest version actually 7.0 is actually available. 4.0 was one of the 4.4 or 4.0 has been one of the most common and most used version. And after that, I started using Mongo 6.0, so I'll be continuing with using Mongo 6.0. And there is also another version which is available, that is Mongo 7.0. So here when you look at this part, you could see the difference between what is the difference that has been actually made from the previous versions. So it improves the 4 key areas like migration, security, performance, and developer experience. So there are certain things which are, so if you install this, it's nothing wrong, it's very easy, and you can follow the notes. And there is a note section which is always available. So this note section basically covers everything related to your related to that thing. So here, say 7.4 not release is actually given over here, so which will tell you clear idea about what you have to follow, what you have don't have to follow, and all those stuff. So now when you look at here, they have here itself actually put this release notes for Mongo 6.0, which is a stable release. So you will have so many other releases, but there will be some stable releases which you have to basically use. So here when you select the Mongo, so for Mongo, there is a beautiful, there is strict manuals for it, so and beautiful manuals for it. So when you click here, you can actually select, when you come into this particular page, you can actually select the manuals here, and you can use the manuals from here. Say if I'm using 6, I can actually select the 6 manual, so that what happens is that everything related to 6 will be actually given in front of me, right? So now we will look over to it in detail a little bit later. So I was just telling, like, there are various releases, and there are 6 which is a stable release, which I'll be using in this in my videos, and 7 is also kind of a good release. And apart from that, so what do you have to download the Mongo? Mongo can be downloaded from this particular website itself. So in that, you can go to the downloads. Even when you go to the downloads, actually you can go to the community version. So even if you download the community version, it's fine. So if you want to download 7.0, the current version, 7.0.2, the current version, that is also possible. Otherwise, I will prefer you to use the 0.10, which is also a stable version. And so this is also a stable version, so you can download it. And when you are downloading it, also make sure that you are actually downloading it as an zip file. So if the beauty of the zip files are there, if you download it as a zip file, you can actually put it in the folder you want, and you can simply unzip it. You can download it, and you can put it in the folder you want, and you can unzip it. So it is as simple as that. There is not many rocket science or anything which is actually available for unwrapping it. So when you look at this, what I have done is that I have actually gone to the in the program files, I have this MongoDB. Actually, it's just a folder which I have simply unzipped. So when you look at this particular folder, you could see that there are two different things. One is the server and one is the tools. and in the server you will have 6.0, and in the bin, you will have this MongoDB MongoD.exe, which we want for execution of our for as this is the command prompt for this is the application. See, if you look at here, so this is the application. So this is the application which we require for using the MongoDB database. Okay. So now coming back to say from the sixth version onwards, we require the shell as well. So where can we find the shell? When you click on the tools, you will get the shell. So this is the MongoDB shell. So you have to install the MongoDB shell as well. So I think the latest version is 2.0.1. And you can actually install this shell as well. So if you don't want any of this, you can actually install the MongoDB compass also. So here also what I'm doing is that I'm actually going for the exe and I'm taking the exe file. So it's just like the execution file. So when you double click on it, it'll just give you some next, and you can actually install it. So but the main thing which you have to keep in mind is that I'll take you through a quick thing. I mean, like once you install it, there is a path which you have to follow. So that means that in the C, you have to always put this Mongo shell in the C folder. So this is a Mongo shell which I have used 1.6.0, and in that bin there will be something called Mongo sh .exe. Okay, so this is the file which I use. This is the execution file, or this is when you double click this will work. Now coming back to so I have two different things. One is actually the MongoDB, the server. So in the server, if I click on the MongoDB shell, this shell will actually open up. Okay, so when you look at the give it some time, so it will be open. And at the same time, what you have to do is that, so now your server is actually running. Okay, so it is actually, and when you look at here itself, you could see that updated the wired specification access controllers. Yeah, the you could see that initialization done and waiting for the connection and all this stuff. So give it some time. And other than that, what you could do is that go to the Mongo shell and click on the Mongo shell. So when you click on the Mongo shell, you will get some command prompt. This is the command prompt for Mongo sh, I mean like the shell. So we will again look into this. So I'm just currently closing this. Okay, so now going back to what we need to do. Okay, we need to do a little bit more things in order for uninterrupted usage. What you could do is that you have to do a little bit more things. So there is a simple installation process, in fact, which is given here for the exe file or whatever it is. So I mean, like, you can just give the path here during the installation for the Mongo shell. This is for the Mongo shell. It will ask you for the path, and you can actually give the path here, and the log directory path, it's the same path, only it's in the C program files, and it's a server path which you are giving, and you are actually installing it. Now another thing for uninterrupted operations is this. It's nothing but you can actually show go to the environment variables. Okay, so edit the environment variables will come. So when you click over to it, you can see this environment variables. When you click over the environment variables, there is something called path. So in the path, give the edit, and please copy paste. So two things you have to copy paste. One is actually the server bin address. So C program DB server 6.0 bin. So this address you have to copy paste. At the same time, one more thing, your this bin address, that is nothing but the Mongo shell bin. So these are the two things which you have to basically add into the path. So I have actually added this Mongo shell path and the Mongo server path. Both path I have added. So how did I add that? What did I do is that I went to this environmental variable, and I clicked on the path, and I clicked edit. Okay, once I clicked edit, that it if the path is not already there, you are going to do it for the first time, you have to click on new. Okay, and first what you have to do is that go to the first path. Okay, just click here, and it will give you the MongoDB server 6.0 or 7.0, whichever version you are actually installing, and bin. So including bin, you have to go inside the bin and then take the path. And then what you have to do is that give that path here in the environmental variables, click OK. Okay, you have to click OK, and again you select over the path, edit, and then you have to add new. Okay, when you add the new, what you have to do, you have to type this one. This is regarding the shell. Okay, so this address you have to say, so it's in the C. Mongo shell has to be in the C itself and in the bin. So this address also you have to give and add. So but as we already have it here, so I'm not actually going to do that now. Ma'am, do we need to do it in both system variables and in the local variables? You can, in fact, what I have done is that, if you put it in the system variables, it will be like commonly available for everywhere. So you can actually add it in the system variables itself, or if you want to add both in the local variables and the system variables, that is also possible. Okay, so that's how you will actually install the MongoDB. So once you install the MongoDB, you need to check whether it is actually running. So I will strictly go back to the directly go back to for how you can actually install it in the in the 6.0. In the 6.0 version, what you have to do is that you have to have, okay, you should have one particular in the C. Okay, in the this PC in C you should have a folder called data. So this is the path which you have to follow, and in that you should have something called DB. Okay, so you will in the OS, I mean like in the C, you should have something called a folder called data, and in the data you should have one folder called DB. So this is the path, this is the folder structure which you have to follow. So this is very important because many people make mistakes here, and people will not follow this Mongo structure. I mean like this DB structure. So both your Mongo sh has to be in the C, and you should have a folder named data, because when your server is on, it will go and search in the folder C data DB. So this is the default folder which the the server will go and look into whether it is actually created or not. So this folder structure is very, very important, and this data and the Mongo sh has to be in the same C folder. So that's very, very important. Okay, and so this is one thing which I wanted to tell you. And other than that, you need to know how to run this, right? So in order to run this, the first thing which you have to do is that you have to start the server. So where can you find the server? You have to go to the C in the server 6.0 bin. So I'm going to C 6.0. So this is your MongoDB. So simply double click on it. Okay, it will start its own way, in its own way. And then what you have to do is that then the next step is very simple. So once you on, and it will just come like this and listening, I mean like it is just waiting for some information to so the server is running. That means that the server is actually running. So when you look at here, you can see that it is actually listening. Okay, so some listening is happening. And now next comes the Mongo shell. So in order to run the Mongo shell, you have to go to the C, in the C, so here, so C Mongo sh and bin, right? So double click on that, and it will ask you to enter some particular string. So you have to simply enter button itself. Okay, there is nothing that you have to enter. So if you enter something, that will come. Otherwise, you can simply enter, just give an enter. So it will take us to the test database. So this is the test database. Okay, so now we are in the test database. So that means that our MongoDB is actually running properly. Okay, so now you have got this test. So this will take you to the test database. So here what you could do is that you can simply type database. Okay, so when you simply type database, let me see whether it will work. If you simply take database, yes, database is not found. So let me see whether is there any show DBS, that is databases. Yes, so when I show DBS, it actually is showing me the databases which are already there. Okay, so if I want to use a particular database, what I could do is that say use blog. Okay, that means that I will be switched to the blog database. So now you could see that from the test I have actually switched to the blog. Say if I use test itself, it will take me switch the DB to DB test, switch to DB test. So that means so these are the available DBs which are already there, which I have created for my own uses earlier. Okay, so this is how you will actually get started with the MongoDB. So now it's MongoDB is actually installed properly, and you'll be able to start working with the MongoDB, and we will be seeing about more how to work on MongoDB, and how to work on the comments using the MongoDB in the next session. So thank you so much. Hope you understood what it is, and hope you will try this by yourself, and you'll be able to, if you have any doubts or anything like that, you're getting stuck somewhere, you can always get back to me. But I will always prefer you to search by yourself and increase your searching talents, and then get back to me if you have any doubts. So thank you so much. All the best.